Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some NBA with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. What's going on, guys? Now, I wanted to talk about, first of all, this is going to be kind of a two-part video. First part of the video is going to be me talking about Karl Towns and winning Rookie of the Year unanimously. Shout out to Karl Towns. Second part of the video will be how Karl Towns and Andrew Wiggins, both last two Rookie of the Years, can help change the Minnesota Timberwolves franchise forever. So, first part of the video, Karl Towns won Rookie of the Year. I believe he was the first unanimous Rookie of the Year ever. So shout out to you, Mr. Karl Towns. But man, he had a great year this year. I can't tell you how much I was impressed with this guy from Game 1 to Game 82. This guy has a complete skill set. When you talk about a player potentially becoming a complete player, I think Karl Towns is one of the few guys I can use the term complete player and be comfortable with, because he does a lot of things at a high level. He shoots the ball really well. He can obviously block shots really well. Rebounds the ball at a pretty good rate. Has a good motor. Can face up. Just a really, really skilled player all the way around the board. And when you look at him as the best player on your team, I think the Timberwolves are going places very fast with this guy, because keep in mind. They also added Tom Thibodeau into the equation. So when you add a guy who's a defensive mastermind, Tom Thibodeau, you saw what he did with the Bulls and how he turned Joakim Noah into a Defensive Player of the Year. When you saw a guy who was able to implement a system like that, and you have great athletes like Karl Towns, Andrew Wiggins, Zach LaVine, guys of that nature, the possibilities are endless for the T-Wolves. And I think for an organization and a franchise like the Timberwolves, one of the longest suffering franchises in the NBA, it can't get no better than that. So with all that being said, man, Karl Towns, I think I already made a video about how great I think he is. I think he has a chance to become better than Anthony Davis. And I've stated why. I'll leave the video and annotation right over here for you guys, or here somewhere. But the Minnesota Timberwolves. First of all, when you talk about Minnesota, from an NBA player's perspective, and I don't want to offend people who live in Minneapolis. I've never been to Minneapolis. I'm not one of those people that like to judge a city or put a label on it if I've never been there myself. So I've never been to Minneapolis. So don't get mad at me when I say this. But from an NBA player's perspective, Minneapolis, Minnesota is not the most attractive place in the world to play. It's ridiculously cold. It's not a huge market. It's not a huge city. But when you have guys like Karl Towns and Andrew Wiggins, I think that all the players in the league should seriously consider looking at Minnesota, because that's about as good as it gets. But you're never going to be able to attract, for the most part, unless you're really good, big free agents, because it just doesn't have things that traditionally scream big free agents. Sub-zero weather, not playing in the biggest market, and traditionally speaking, being a bad basketball team, it doesn't attract players. But Andrew Wiggins and Karl Towns have a chance to change the culture of the Minnesota Timberwolves forever. And that's a great thing. I've always said that, I don't understand why more NBA players are don't just want to blaze their own trail, because everybody wants to go to the Lakers and go to the Celtics, be the next great Laker, be the next great Celtic, which is nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. Those are great franchises with great cultures. I went to Boston myself. I went to the TD Garden multiple times. I got to be around Boston while the Celtics were in the middle of a playoff race. That city loves their Celtics and they love their basketball. So anybody not wanting to play Boston is downright stupid. But when you talk about going to a franchise like the Timberwolves, that yes, they have had some success in the past, albeit minimal, going back to the Kevin Garnett days, they are not a tradition-rich franchise. So when you speak about players like Andrew Wiggins and Karl Towns, and even a Zach LaVine, you have a chance to be like not as great as Michael Jordan was, but what Michael Jordan and Pippen and Rodman were to the Chicago Bulls, you can kind of set your own tone and be that for the Timberwolves. You could be that for the Timberwolves. As far as your success, not maybe as far as how great you are, but your success. But and I think they can really do that. I think they have a chance to really do great things there. And I think the Timberwolves are one of those teams you gotta really look out for these next couple of years, because Andrew Wiggins, Karl Towns, Rookie of the Years, back-to-back years. They're only going to get better from here on out. They're going to have a better coach, better leadership. So, you know, Western Conference, you got to come see the Timberwolves. I mean, the bottom of the West really isn't that good. You look at the Rockets made the playoffs this year. They're going to lose Dwight Howard. Most likely, they're going to lose Dwight Howard, and then James Harden. You don't really know. You don't really know how much you can trust him leading your franchise. Then you have teams like the Kings and the Nuggets who are still floundering. The Jazz are still floundering around the 8th spot. I think the Wolves can really make that jump as early as next year to make the playoffs with a guy like Tom Thibodeau. It's really just about how far and how hard is Karl Towns and Andrew Wiggins willing to work and take these guys to that next level. I'm a believer. I'm a believer in the T-Wolves just because of those two guys, as well as Zach LaVine and now them getting Tom Thibodeau as well. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think the Timberwolves can make that jump and head into the playoffs? And do you think Karl Towns or Andrew Wiggins one day will have a chance to win the MVP award? I think they both have a great chance to one day accomplish that. More so Karl Towns than Wiggins, but even Wiggins I give a slight chance to. But leave your comments down below. Take time to subscribe, and you could love me or you could hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.